Yo, 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 it's your boy Rod, back with another Rod Pod episode. So look, I just want to give y'all a little opinion and update on my time here in Da Nang, Vietnam. I've been here for 2 weeks. I came here from Cape Town, South Africa. Cape Town is the most beautiful place I've been in the entire world, right? But the reason why I came to Da Nang, Vietnam was because this YouTuber, American guy named Travis Travels Vietnam. So he's made a life out here. It's great. He's on a passport, bro. I'm somewhat of I wouldn't call myself that, but I do like to date women when I'm traveling, all right? Now, I will say, I didn't know Vietnam was so much of a conservative country until I got here. I came to Vietnam for the first time in Hanoi, 2023, and I brought Benz, my Thai girlfriend, right? We had a good time, but honestly, I didn't see anything dating-wise that would make me come back. I noticed that Vietnam and Taiwan and Japan, Korea, China, they have this beauty standard where women will want to have literally whiter skin, be as pale as possible. I personally think it's disgusting. You're missing out on vitamin D, which is the number one vitamin that you need for happiness in your life, just so you guys know that, all right? I've met quite a few brothers out here, quite a few people of color out here, and everyone I met that has a little bit of melanin, that's a foreigner, has basically said they have not really integrated well with the Vietnamese people here, all right? Except for the gentleman I met in the homosexual community. But I think homosexual communities don't discriminate whenever it comes to color worldwide, to be honest with you. So I know quite a few guys already that I met here that are making pretty good money, let's say 10K a month USD or even more. But they tell me that they don't even get the time of day from Vietnamese women, and they don't even put forth effort towards them because they think it's a waste of time. That is really surprising to me, considering that Laos, Cambodia, next door, the dating scene out there doesn't really discriminate. So, personally, I don't think Vietnam is all that. The food is okay. The only positive I see compared to Thailand is that you're just doing either monthly visa runs or you stay up in Vietnam up to 3 months, depending on your situation, and then you have to leave the country and come back. I personally will never come back to Vietnam. It was great. It's really easy to network with people here in Da Nang. It's a very small city that, honestly, on the beach side is even smaller than the entire metro population. The majority of the locals live across the river west of the main beach side of Da Nang, Vietnam. So personally, I don't think this is a great place if you're like me or darker and you're coming here to be a passport bro, you want to date, anything like that. It just seems like a complete waste of time, in my opinion. Other people might disagree. If you're white, I've seen a lot of white guys that are extremely obese with beautiful women. And I don't know. I was talking to this gay Vietnamese dude that I met from a mutual friend. And basically he was saying that if you're fat and white, you have a better chance of getting a beautiful woman in Vietnam than if you're rich and black. And that just blew my mind because that is such a dumb way to like choose a partner, honestly. But I've seen it here. It is what it is. People are really nice, but genuinely I don't understand the point in living here. Like I don't see the appeal. Like, okay, it's cheap, but the Philippines is easier to live in. It could be cheaper or more expensive depending on your lifestyle. And I personally think the women are more beautiful there. So that's why I'm going there on July 7th. I told everyone I met here, never come back to Vietnam, even though I had a great time here. I've had more fun with Vietnamese guys. I have not met one Vietnamese woman. I've approached some. I've tried to talk to some at bars, tried to talk to them at the beaches, and it's not going well. That's okay. I'm not going to, make the biggest deal about that. But I don't want you guys coming all the way to Vietnam, wasting your time and money, thinking that you're going to fall in love with a Vietnamese girl if you have any melanin in your skin. Just let me help you save the time and effort, all right? I have a good friend that I grew up with in high school. His name, let me not say his name actually, but he's a black gentleman, right? Went to the Air Force, got the Air Force, now he lives in New York City. He's working on his music grind, so he wants to be a rapper. Cool. That's great. Now, he told me that he wanted to come to Vietnam and check it out. I explained to him, honestly, there's no point in you flying halfway around the world just to experience Vietnam, when Thailand is very close by. The food is exponentially better. The women don't discriminate. Also, they're more darker skinned and they have more tattoos, which to me is way more beautiful than the vampiric thing that's going on in East Asia. I really don't understand why. Like, I kind of get it. Like, back in the day, like, if you had darker skin in Asia, that meant you were a laborer, you're working outside. But ironically, the beauty standards in every other continent that I've been to is that the darker the skin, the sweeter the juice. And the most beautiful Asian woman I've seen out here is actually an Australian girl who like I said, she's born in Australia, but now she lives here. She's an expat, and she's got some melanin in her skin, and she's more attractive than all the other Vietnamese women I've seen here. She's Vietnamese Australian. So I personally, like I said earlier, it just doesn't make any sense to come here. I don't know what people are gaining from this. Maybe, okay, if you want to retire here, I see there's a lot of Russians here. Okay, but they build their own communities. And sometimes I see some guys talking to some locals, but it's not what it is. So I've seen online that other guys talking about how Vietnamese women are the most beautiful. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And I personally think that some of the Vietnamese women I've seen out here, the majority that I've seen are not that pretty. That's just my opinion. They just have pinch faces and whatnot. I mean, they're cool, I guess. The guys are open. It's really nice. But dating-wise, beauty-wise, I need a little bit of this. You know what I'm saying? Because especially as a Florida boy, we got white women back where I come from, and they love a tan. And there's nothing more beautiful than that. Dude, I was in Europe 3 months ago from Italy, Portugal, Spain, Poland, Ukraine. And I saw really beautiful people, right? Men and women. Beautiful men. All right. You know what I meant. Handsome guys, whatever. I'm straight. But look, I can call a guy handsome. That's how sure I am of my sexuality. But everyone I saw had a freaking tan. No one's pale vampire. Like, okay, no one's trying to be, like, afraid of the sun. But here in Da Nang, you'll see people, they avoid the beach completely, the Asians, in the morning. And if they go to the beach, they are dressed up like hijabbed up, like they literally have a face covering, everything, and it's like, bro, what are you guys doing? It's so weird to see. It's like, it's out of everything I've seen in my life, it's the biggest cultural shock because you're inadvertently stopping yourself from having a happy life, all so you can just not have wrinkles on your face when you're older. That's their logic. And also because they don't want to look like they're poor. That's so strange. So I mean, like I said, the banh mi's are good, the pho is good. Now, does it compare to any Thai food? Not at all. Not at all. It's not even in the same realm, to be honest with you. But, it is easier to live here than Thailand, so that's a positive. But to come here long term as a single passport, bro, I recommend you guys don't do it, honestly. Colombia's better. I mean, all of Europe is better. Depending where you go in Europe, you could be spending the same amount of money as if you're living in Vietnam. Now, not in a big city, but maybe in a small town in Serbia, maybe even in Ukraine, you could still live pretty comfortably. I was in Lviv, Ukraine earlier. I know the country's at war, but honestly, when I was in Lviv, it didn't seem like anything bad was going on in that city. So, here. My point is that if you got a little melanin in your skin, and especially if you're a black man, do not come to Vietnam because you're not going to be interacting with any of the locals. I've been talking to a lot of brothers, like I said, and not a single one of them has had luck with women. But ironically, they all have more money than the white guys I met here. Come on now. So I'm not saying that money is a defining factor for dating, but I will say that colorism is a huge factor out here in Asia compared to every other continent I've been to, all right? But I will say the one caveat, I know it's not Vietnam, but in Taiwan, they also have really, really white skin and they care about being white. But the women there don't discriminate as much as the Vietnamese women. And Taiwan's a richer country, which I think is more funny. So, hope you guys take my advice. And if you come to Vietnam, and if you're looking to date in Vietnam, and if you're like my color or darker, I think it's a complete waste of time. Because there's so many other places where you can be successful and have a great time and have better integration into the society. Because every black guy I met out here, every brown guy I met out here, they're not connecting with the locals. I connected better with the locals in Thailand, but I'm meeting expats way easier here. So that's one plus about Da Nang. Out of every other city I've been to in the world, it's super easy to approach people here, expat-wise, spark up a conversation, see where they're from, get their Instagram, stuff like that. I've literally connected with about 25 different people here in Da Nang. It's been 2 weeks. That's crazy. Yeah, I tried to put myself in Bangkok, put myself out there, but the city's so much for me that I might make myself get lazy, I guess, and then I give myself cabin fever. So, it is what it is. That's my 2 cents. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.